Hey guys, I just wanted to do a quick little video, me and Hooch, apparently he wants in on this, about what you are and what you aren't and how that affects your life and does that matter. So the things that I'm not is I'm not a parent. I'm not a mother. I have never been severely addicted to drugs or alcohol. I've never lost a child or a spouse to death. Haven't had that experience. I'm not a man, although in my brain I think I do have male for sure. I've never been in a relationship with a man long term. I've never been a CEO of a company. I've never had a ton of responsibilities for other people and employees. I've never been a teacher. I've never been tons of any other professions. There's a lot of things that I am not and never have been and never will be. But how does that affect how I can help another human being? A lot of the times you'll say, well, oh, you don't know what it's like. Well, that person hasn't had the experience, so how can they help me? How do they know what it feels like? How did they know what I believe and think and how my brain works? Well, they know because we all share these common things that we all want in life, and some of those things overlap into multiple areas in our lives, profession and experience and relationship and all that stuff. So, one thing that we all want to feel is important. We all want to feel valuable. We want to feel significant and like we matter. We want to feel loved. We want to feel connection and feeling connected to something, to someone, to something. We want to feel wanted. We want to feel attractive, adequate, good enough, and accepted. And those are just a few things that all humans basically have at the roots of themselves. And some people may disagree and be like, oh, I don't care. I don't care if I'm accepted. Or I know I'm good enough. It's cool. Or, I don't care if people don't think I'm important. But all of that is a result of something happening to where you didn't feel that. Or that got taken away, and so therefore you no longer desire it. So you teach yourself to not need it, to not want it, to not desire it, because you've learned in your experience that got you hurt, that's not reliable, that you're not going to get that thing, or that you don't need it. Breaking codependency can empower people and create this independent nature where they think that these things are not necessary anymore. And you go deep into that masculine energy and say, oh, it doesn't matter. But it truly does. And, that will show back up in your experiences. So, as a therapist, I can help people with a lot of things, a wide range of things, because at the core, there's always core roots here that we all share as humans. And a lot of people, that's why existentialism is out there, and existential thought is, why am I here? What's my purpose? Why are we all on this planet if this is such chaos and everybody's dying and being sick and there's all this fighting and all this stuff? It's like, what's the point of all of this? But that's what the existential belief, where they're saying you have to create a meaning for this life. Like, it's up to you to decide what that meaning is for you and your individual soul and purpose. And, theorists like Carl Jung and existentialists like Sartre and, a lot of those philosophers and Viktor Frankl, saying that you have to find meaning sometimes in suffering, that it isn't until you have suffering that you are able to find meaning. That's a human nature to just survive. It's a survival skill of ours to stay alive. And the people that, opt out, or commit suicide, they just have no more purpose. But sometimes they're just ultimately trying to escape the pain of this life. Because sometimes it's just numbing it out doesn't become enough. They want to be out completely. But in that, I have learned that you can find meaning in external circumstances in your job and having goals and volunteering and, my purpose is to be a parent. My purpose is this, my purpose is that. But when you don't have a purpose just in your creator, then it's really hard to stay alive peacefully, because you're always having to attach yourself to these other things in order for you to have a sense of meaning and purpose. It's like, oh, well, you're saying that people in nursing homes that are dying or that are just isolated, that have dementia, they have no more purpose? That's not true. So, it's like, what is the creator for you? Who is God? And every time I say that word, all these bells and whistles go off in people, and they're like, oh, church, oh, religion, and how much it has harmed me, and this and that. But, there is a source, a creator that created hydrogen and gas and atoms and created all those planets and galaxies out there. Something did that. I don't care, how much science at the end of science, when you get down to the tiniest thing, there's always who made that, So it's like, you have to be able to find your creator and get in touch with more of a spiritual nature in order to really find your purpose. And however that happens for you, I'm not here to dictate or say. I just know that is something that when it's devoid, you will always have a bit of unfulfillment or some kind of feeling like there's something missing, or you will always be relying on the next thing, the next job, the next thing you're going to do, the next thing in this life that you feel like you have purpose for. So there's just things to keep in mind. At that core, it doesn't matter what I am and what I'm not. And, I can help you even if I'm not a parent. I'm not going to be able to, talk about the ins and outs of parentings and timeouts and this and that, because that's not what my life is about. But I can talk about why you don't feel like a worthy parent. I could talk about why you have this, sense of people pleasing, where you give all of yourself away to the family and the kids first before you give back to yourself. So that's just one example of many. So of many that I listed in the beginning of the video. It's just because I'm not a guy doesn't mean I can't help a guy through something. I help guys all the time through some serious shit. So it doesn't matter what you are. You don't need to find a person that has that same circumstance to be able to relate or help you. You need to find a person who's in touch with the roots of this existence as humans that will help you come up and out this way. So anyway, have a good, I don't know what day it is, Tuesday.